Welcome to Kind Soups, everybody. It's all yours,
Yeah,
Denise.
welcome everyone. Thank you. Yeah, and Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, so today we're doing chicken and gnocchi dumpling soup. So it's not really a dumpling, as you know, the gnocchi substitutes for the dumplings. I think this recipe would be equally good with cubed potatoes. And as far as the gnocchi, it comes in pretty big chunks. I guess big is relative, but I found that I had mini gnocchi that I had found one time. I didn't even know it existed until I went to use this recipe. But for me, as far as like little bite-sized pieces in the soup, I liked the size of it. But you can, if you have regular size gnocchi, you can leave them as is, or you can cut them up, whatever you like. So I'm
Denise,
going to
do
go
you
ahead.
know, wait, can I ask you a
Uh-huh.
question? So
Sure.
in my package of 16, this is private selection. I can't remember whose private selection. I think maybe Harris Teeter. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But in this 16 ounces, I'm getting 4 servings. No, it doesn't tell me how many gnocchis.
Yeah.
16 ounces. Yeah, no, it doesn't tell me. All right. When I looked at the other gnocchis, these looked relatively small, but I wonder if,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but okay.
You
Never mind.
compared to some of the other brands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. They may make them all a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some
I
regular
bought-
sized ones.
Yeah, I bought Trader Joe's, nothing fancy, and I ended up just breaking them in half after washing them.
Oh, good idea. Okay.
So, and it took no time at all. But
And what kind do you have, Lenny?
Well, this is a mini gnocchi. I got it at
Ah,
Foods, and they're very tiny.
Where'd you say you got it?
All Foods.
Oh, okay.
It
Lisa?
was I mean, I've never bought gnocchi before, so like others said, it was a nice experience. I had to figure out where to find it, and it was in the
Yeah.
food section. And
oh,
yeah, and it's already cooked. I mean,
Oh.
you don't have to refrigerate it.
yeah.
I didn't
Once you
even- I
find
didn't
it,
even-
it's like,
yeah.
okay. What's that, Carol?
I said I didn't even know what it was until I
Yeah.
saw this recipe.
Oh,
And
this
I
was a
said,
good one, Denise.
Yeah,
I
good,
just didn't even
good.
know what it was. So it's nice to discover something new.
Yeah, and I was thinking about experimenting with pasta recipes. You know, I think you can use it pretty much any place where you have cooked pasta. Like sometimes I make a broccoli and cavatelli pasta. I think it would be nice with the broccoli. All right, so we are any questions? I'm just heating up my oil, and I have the veggies prepped. I use the food processor, so this was a nice lazy prep for me. Going to go ahead and saute in a few minutes. Anybody have any questions? I'm going to use dried herbs today.
I did pre-prep too. I got the Mueller dicer.
Uh-huh.
And for me, it's a game changer. I mean,
Excellent.
However, it's still, maybe because I'm slow, you know, there are a lot of veggies. It still took me an hour. I did it earlier this afternoon because I had time, and then I mixed in dry herbs as well. So I don't know how to get it down to a half hour. I'd love to
Oh,
think
I don't, that may
could.
be mythical. Did anybody say they did this in a half an hour? I didn't hear that.
There
No,
wasn't
There were
me.
no promises.
That's right.
But the chopper dicer thing it's a game changer. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's great. I like the food processor. It's just that you can't be wedded to any kinds of, shapes. Like I don't imagine restaurants ever prep with that because it does just kind of shred things. You could get them consistent, but they're consistently small pieces. You know, you can't really cube carrots or
Right.
anything like that.
Right.
At least not that I know of with any attachments that I have. Yeah. What's that,
Well, this
Lenny?
was about $18 at Amazon. I got the 4-blade, not the 8-blade, because I looked at
Yeah.
what all the blades were, and I just don't need that many. I'm not that much of a cook. But
Yeah.
Well,
the
you
dicer,
are
the
now.
chopper,
Yeah.
I guess.
yeah, I guess so. I was really looking forward to this. In fact, I've got a friend who just got out of surgery, and I said I'm bringing well, Maybe you don't know Molly Strauss, but anyway, is Marcia on? Because she's a good friend of Marcia and me.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring over a port for them.
Is
So-
Molly Strauss tall and blonde?
No, she's short and brown hair.
Okay, never mind, because I knew, yeah, I confused her with somebody else. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. That's
Linda,
okay.
you had something that you wanted to show us?
Yeah, this is another shortcut. My wrist was hurting and I don't have one of those special choppers. And I only mostly use a mini food processor, so I was a little desperate. I looked at shredded carrots, and right next to the shredded carrots, they had this, which looks like this. And now it's easy for me to chop this up.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
sure.
nice. That'll keep those cubes. Yeah.
I never
like that.
seen it before. They're just slices of in a bag.
Yeah, I haven't seen that shape. I've seen the shreds. I've seen the baby carrots, but not those. That's neat.
When are people adding the herbs, the rosemary and the thyme? I mean, it says to
Good
add it with
question.
the veggies, but
Yeah.
usually you don't really do it that early.
Yeah.
About that
I-
too, Julie.
I chopped mid-afternoon. I got everything chopped, and I actually I used dry herbs today, and I actually folded them in to the veggies, and then I refrigerated it. And when I pulled the veggies out, of course, still very crisp, but they had a lovely aroma to them as well. So hopefully that will work. Who knows, huh? How bad can it be?
Yeah, I think with the dried herbs, I think it's better to put them in a little bit earlier and let them mix with everything.
But Denise, for those of us using the fresh herbs, should we add them later, or does anybody have a strong sense about that? Because I was surprised it told us to put them in so early too.
Yeah, I think as we've been doing these recipes, that most of the fresh herbs have gone in towards the end, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would do that.
okay.
Need to take out 2 cups of stuff. I see. All right, so I'm going to take out 2 cups.
The other recipe I have is like a cheat for chicken pot pie without actually making chicken pot pie. And my kids complain about it because, again, they get cheated out of the crust. But I have this recipe for basically making a similar type of filling with chicken and vegetables. And I think there's a white sauce there. And you take wonton wrappers and you plunk them down into muffin tins. And then you put some of the filling in there and kind of scrunch the wonton wrappers up around them. It's a nice light treatment, for the chicken mixture.
I used to make a million hors d'oeuvres like that.
Oh,
It's such
yeah.
a cool way. Yeah, you can use those wonton skins and make the best hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
done that in
yeah.
here.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah. For my next, cocktail party.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, Deb. That's great.
Okay. Wait, you guys got your invitations, didn't you?
It's a potluck, right?
Oh, I
Potluck
love
appetizers.
hosting. Never do it anymore, but I love it.
Well, guess what I'm going to bring to this cocktail party?
Some red wine.
And a straw. That's what I was thinking.
Straw.
One of those, Marge, you need one of those wine glasses that's a bottle size.
Someone gave me a puzzle, loaned me a puzzle it's like desserts and wine, and it's actually I'll get it for you. It's in a wine bottle.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
Size of this thing.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty funny.
Ah,
Here's the puzzle on front. And
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
that is
and
great.
you open it at the bottom. I'm not going to take it off now, but that's where the pieces are.
I
That
like
is
that
so
you,
much fun.
Marge, I like it because you are completely unapologetic, like I feel, like I, which is,
What would I be apologizing for? What's wrong?
exactly.
I apologize for nothing. I also do not apologize for the fact that I am not making this soup, because what is the soup you're making?
Hold on, I'm stopping this recording while you carry on about what you're doing that is
I'm
not.
making
the
a
soup.
different soup. I'm just making a different soup.
What are you making?
I'm making whatever they made last week. Who was it? Temple Emmanuel did a lemony white bean soup with greens.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's a good
Did anyone, so did you go on to this call? It seems like it's a lot. It's 12 cups of chicken or vegetable stock. I guess that's not too bad.
It's less than you're going to be using here.
That's true. Okay. I'm good.
I led that soup, so if you have any questions, I'm your gal.
That's a
It
good
seems a
one.
lot- Is it a good one? It seems like a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
really a
greens.
good one.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm up to the point where I've got everything going. It's time to put in the kale. So I'm working on that. I'll
Okay.
get there
Okay,
eventually.
sounds good.
Deb,
Yes,
if we see a soup we want to make and it's not a Monday soup,
yeah,
can we join if we're not part of the temple?
absolutely, yes. Either contact me if the link is not on the website. I think for the Har Shaloms, Marge is linked on our website if you want to join. Maybe Lisa Ref should be linked for Temple Emmanuel, but I can always get you in, Lenny. I know people.
I think if this soup turns out that I like it, this lemony white bean soup, we will be making it again on Sunday. Although, what's the soup for Martin Luther King's birthday? What's that soup?
Oh, you know what? It's a lentils and rice Lebanese dish called something like mujadera. So we're going to make that. But I
Okay.
am excited to share with you guys that our first Sunday soup, because remember, we wanted to see if those people who have cooked with us but can't do Mondays can join us once a month, is going to be led by Dominique. And it's a carrot soup it's billed as coriander.
Ooh,
I've now come to learn that coriander is really cilantro, but in the UK they call it coriander. And the spice in it, besides the cilantro, is nutmeg. And Dominique is always good for a fantastic recipe, except for that borscht where she went a little off track, Marge. But join us if you can and invite people if you would, because Dominique's a fantastic lead chef and her soups are always delicious.
Great.
You know, I never follow directions.
I know. It's
I'm sorry.
one of your many charms.
Okay, so the reason I wasn't making the soup was because it had chicken in it, and that was the reason. And it had gnocchi in it. I don't like those either.
Right.
People try
And
to.
you don't like gnocchi?
I'm with you, Marge.
Thank you.
But Julia, you've tried them, right?
I've tried gnocchi.
When
Yeah,
you have it in sauce, I imagine, and I haven't made this soup yet, so we'll find out. We can ask Lisa because she's done. When you have them in sauce, they're like kind of, full filling and heavier. And I imagine in these soups, they may be much lighter and just kind of sweet and lovely. I don't know. Lisa, have you tried it yet?
Yeah, I think they're gnocchi. They do have a little bit of a heavier, denser flavor because of the properties of what they're made from. But so they're not light and fluffy, what you would imagine for perhaps a specialty type dumpling, but they're good and they work in this soup. It's like a nice cheat, and it's the Pennsylvania Dutch sort of kind of
Yeah.
pot pie in a bowl.
Do you recommend that if we have the time and don't mind doing it, we cut them in half?
Yeah, they seem the regular size are pretty big compared to the mini ones that I had.
Ah, okay.
And I think having things in the soup that are more or less the same size, like your anyway, I like all the vegetables are sort of should be the same size, more
Yeah.
or less, right?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to cut mine. Thank you for that. So Julia, what are you using instead?
I am making the orzo soup.
Oh, you didn't even make the soup. So the orzo,
No.
which one?
The half-baked harvest.
Oh, it's such a good soup. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it on your list for the students, so I
Yeah.
thought, oh, I'm just gonna make that.
Okay, good.
It's a fallback.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great one.
I have a question about the greens in the Sunday soup, Deb.
Sorry, wait, I didn't hear you. Say it again.
I have a question about the quantity of greens. This makes me crazy when it says 3 bunches of sturdy greens.
Yeah, so how much do you have?
Well, I got a bag that is how many ounces? I don't know. You know how this stuff doesn't weigh anything,
I
just,
think whatever you have in there is going to be absolutely perfect.
yeah, it's a 12-ounce bag. That's a good sized bag.
Yeah, so
That's-
just cut out the big stems and then go for it.
Okay, so that's the answer. Yeah, it just seemed like, I don't know what a bunch is. And that
Yeah.
happens with all the, with parsley and cilantro and all that as well. I never know. What's a bunch? Give me a measurement here.
I totally understand.
I've got my sauteing in for the 7 minutes anyway, and just adding the broth at this point.
Yeah, I just finished sauteing and added the broth. So, and it's simmering,
Good.
I hope.
The only thing I think to avoid with this one would be overcooking the gnocchi, because I haven't had that problem, but I could see where it might, if it simmers too long, it might fall apart, especially if you're using the mini gnocchi like I am.
So just 3 minutes till it floats to the surface.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a strict 3 minutes, but I would imagine if you let it go for like 15
Right.
minutes, we probably wouldn't be happy.
I'm still simmering the veggies, so.
Okay.
Okay, oh, the peas. Oh, that's
I
fine.
put my chicken in early and let the meat kind of give the flavor to everything else. Should I not? Should I just follow the recipe?
Well, I'm sorry, what were you going to do with the chicken?
I kind of feel like putting it in early and letting it cook.
I don't think it would toughen it or anything. I think it would absorb some of the flavor.
And give off flavor is what I'm thinking too, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Ever try to pour frozen peas? Oops. Oops. I feel like I've commissioned every bowl in my kitchen here.
Do you think if instead of peas, I could just put parsley in the soup? A lot of fresh parsley?
Yeah, that's going to give you another flavor. I would just put maybe trying to think of what quantity you might want.
But Lenny, do you have a different, it was Lenny that asked this question, right?
Yeah, it was me.
Do you have like a different vegetable? Because I kind of like that. So maybe like green beans or edamame or just something that's like another.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely put green beans or edamame or both. Yeah. Okay.
That's my suggestion, only because it's, you're gonna miss some of the value of the peas if you're just using parsley.
Yeah, I just don't want it. Yeah, I don't want to use peas. Somebody said it made a little sweet. I don't think
Oh,
end up sweet.
or even, what do you think about like a white bean or a red bean? Give it, I don't know. I'm always looking to make these things heartier. I'm sure it'll be delicious, whatever you do.
I'll do something else.
Okay.
Thanks.
Smells good.
Yeah, it's pretty aromatic.
Yeah. Ooh, love it. The rosemary. Ooh, nice. Whisk.
Okay, I'll provide a little cooking entertainment. While I was cooking, I usually listen to a podcast. And today I selected Hoda Kotb, Making Space. on the Apple podcast, but I think you can find her somewhere else. Today's interview was with Rabbi Steve Later, and the subject was "It's Never Too Late." I wasn't familiar with him. He's written a book called "For You When I'm Gone." Love and live a better and happier life. It was such a good podcast. I'm going to listen to it again. In the book, there are these 12 essential questions. What do you regret? What was the time you led with your heart? What makes you happy? What was your biggest failure? What got you through your greatest challenge? What is a good person? What is love? Have you ever cut someone out of your life? How do you want to be remembered? What is good advice? What will your epitaph say? What will your final blessing be? Anyway, he walks through that step, and Hoda does a great job of interviewing him. I highly recommend it on my list of podcasts to listen to. Very thought-provoking about self, about relationships.
So you're going to put this into the chat, aren't you?
Oh.
So we know what you're talking about, because we can't write and clean our tail at the same
Okay,
time.
that's true. Let me figure out how to do that.
But we love hearing about that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
That's good.
All right, I'll get to work and try
Lisa,
to.
I was headed towards a life of regret, so thank you for stepping in and changing it.
No, but it really, I just listen to them to kind of when I don't have music on to, and I found myself pausing several times and really focusing on what he was saying. And it really just makes a lot
Is
lot
he down at Six and I by any chance? Is that who he is?
Oh,
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
if he was there, he was there as a guest speaker.
Oh, okay.
He's
I
not,
thought we
no,
just saw his name.
the rabbis at 6th and I are Nora Feinstein and Aaron with a K.
Okay.
Something like
Thank you.
that. Aaron something.
And when you're measuring your stock, don't be like me and put it all in and forget that you're supposed to save some to mix with the flour.
Yeah, scoop
I
3
just
cups out.
Yeah, I had to take some out of the stock pot.
I'm running a timer on the gnocchi, so just 3 minutes, or do they need to float to the top first?
Oh, it does say till it floats, so you could give it a couple more. I think mine took a couple more minutes than that to float.
Okay.
Yeah, because even the mini gnocchi say cook them 3 to 4 minutes or until they float, and I imagine maybe the bigger ones take longer.
Yeah. Maybe I hope. Okay.
While I'm thinking, there is a K in Rabbi Aaron's name, but his last name, it ends with a K. His name it's Aaron Potek, and he was written up. They did an interview with him in the Jewish Week about 3 weeks ago that was very interesting, more than some of their interviews. Now, partially it might be because I know him, but it was a good interview. Lisa, I don't see any information in the chat. Would you like me to put it in? Tell me what I'm writing.
No, I'm typing away, but I am. You're fortunate I was on mute that you didn't hear any words I said, because as I'm typing and I'm trying to type capital LEDER, and it keeps correcting the name to something else. I made 5 attempts, and I'm going to figure this out, but it's incredibly frustrating. So, but it's LEDER, and somehow this is not allowing me to do that, but I will figure it out.
What's the name?
love it when-
What's the name of her podcast? What is her podcast called?
Her podcast is Hoda Kotb, KOTB, Making Space. Making Space with Hoda Kotb.
Okay, so if you Google that, you should be able to find it.
Now, I'm writing this stuff with no problem. It's not correcting me. This is your problem for working with Apple.
Oh.
Oh well,
boy.
Marge. In my imperfect world of Apple, I'm incredibly happy. Thank you.
Hey, I have A, a dying PC, B, a dying car. I'm having a tough time here, guys. I need a car. Who has a car that they really love that is either a small SUV, something that I can haul soup around in? Because as we know, those who go leasing, you know, my trunk is too small on this car.
I have a Kia Niro, Niro,
Wait, I'm
which
running.
is a crossover, small crossover SUV.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah, a
And it's-
crossover is yes, appropriate. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm looking for.
Yep.
I mean,
And I got it. I didn't get the most basic because I wanted a couple of bells and whistles, like it'll
Mhm.
brake if you're about to crash, and
Oh, that's nice.
the backup beep beep, you're like a garbage truck. But I did. My husband has a Prius, which he loves.
Mhm.
But I did some research because I knew I wanted a crossover, and this is the one that kept coming up, and I've been very very happy with it.
Okay, that's good to hear. I will go and look at those. Yeah, I sat in. My husband has a Mazda, I don't know, a 5, the middle one, and I looked at the 3, and it was
Shit.
30, or they've changed the names of them, whatever. And it was okay. I didn't drive it. I just it was the only car I've seen so far, but I need something.
Well, if you're looking for certainly electric, but even I think half, right, Julie? Julie's husband is
Oh,
a
mine's hybrid. Mine is a hybrid.
No, I know. So if you're
Yeah.
looking for a hybrid, I think Julie's husband is an expert in such things and has no more joy in life, perhaps more joy, but no more joy where I'm concerned than when he's talking about electric or hybrid cars. Am
Yeah,
right?
I can't have an electric. I don't have a garage. I mean, it would just create.
Do you want a hybrid?
The hybrids have gotten better, I understand.
They're
The
good.
batteries
Yeah, if you want to talk to an expert about it, Julie's husband is a very happy expert who likes to share his knowledge. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. I have to do research, but that's why I'm looking for cars to look at.
And Kia is owned by Hyundai, and so I think the Hyundai Tucson is comparable. And again, mine is a hybrid. It gets 50 to 60 miles a gallon, depending on where I'm driving. So the Koreans are doing a good job with their cars.
Okay.
I'm rising to the surface here. Okay.
All right.
So now I forgot what I do next. Let's see.
After the gnocchi, then you want to put your stock and flour mixture in to thicken it.
Got that. Got it ready to go.
Lisa, what do you think about the soup unthickened?
Yeah, it'd work. The gnocchi is going to add thickener to it because of the starch in the potatoes. So, but one of the things about having a thickener in it holds the pieces, I think, more in place as opposed to everything sinking, perhaps. So that's another thought to keep in mind. But I don't think not thickening it would hurt it. It would just change the texture, but not the flavor.
I
But
think it was just created to be more like a chicken pot pie with the white sauce.
Yeah.
yeah,
To have that fuller mouth feel when you're eating it on a cold, snowy day, which hopefully we will never have.
Combine your names. Oh.
And what do you guys think about corn? Putting corn in this soup?
Oh yeah,
Lanny,
good too.
maybe?
Yeah, I think so. It keeps it more hearty, and that's something you see in pot pies as well.
Okay.
How long, I've added the stock and flour. How long do you think I should be stirring before I add the chicken and the peas?
After the stock and flour, you can, as long as it's incorporated well, then you can go ahead and add the chicken and the peas
Okay.
and cook
No dog, no dog.
Oh, Gary.
It is incorporated. All right, chicken going back. Ooh. Yeah, this is looking very nice.
Good.
Peas. Okay.
Linda, welcome. I don't know if we've met you before.
Hi, I'm new.
We're so excited
Welcome.
to meet you.
I know I'm excited to be part of this.
Fantastic. Do you have a pizza hanging up on your window there?
Oh, a pizza?
Look on your window right to your left.
Oh, no, it's actually a piece of artwork.
That's so cool.
It's fabulous. It's a artist named Tim Tate. I'm a glass artist.
I love
And-
that.
And I don't know, can you, oh, okay, you see it? Yeah,
What?
what it is, it's actually a mold that he formed, and it's flowers. Can you see that? Oh,
No, now we're back at your door. No, no.
there.
Oh, it's beautiful. Looks like the top of a beautiful cake.
Isn't it gorgeous? It's
Yeah.
huge.
Cool.
That's no pizza.
No, it's no pizza. He carved the flowers into the mold, and then it's called a casting. And then he put the glass on top of that.
What's
And
the
so
material?
the roses, the flowers are embedded in the glass.
What's the material?
What he made that out of, I'm really not sure. I think it's silicone.
Okay.
But he carves it out of plaster of Paris and then makes the mold. It's a whole process.
Yes.
I don't do it.
Let's see some of
This
your
one.
glass work.
Oh, I have a bunch. It's all around my
How
house.
much pepper?
All right.
I'll let you cook.
Well, okay. Are you cooking or are you just checking us out?
No, I'm watching because I'm just getting an idea.
Fantastic. All right. Well, next time when you're cooking with us or
Yes.
when we're done, walk us around and show us your artwork.
Oh, yeah, I will. I'll do that.
Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. What's your name?
I'm Deb.
Deb, Linda, yes.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
And it's Denise leading us today.
Yeah, hi, Linda.
Hi. I think it's a great idea. I actually went to a birthday party for a friend and sat across from what's her name? The girl who turned me on to this.
Lisa.
Lisa,
there.
there you are.
Hi
Yeah.
there, Linda.
And it was so like, meant to be, because I've been wanting to do something voluntary. And this just seemed really up my alley.
Excellent.
We feel the same way. We all cook together every Monday. People can
Okay.
join us when they have time and not when they don't. We've got Hannah on from New York City, so you can
Wow.
from wherever you are.
So you can still make this because you have the ingredients here. And then I guess I need to find out where I would drop it off.
check out the website, right where you
Okay.
got the Zoom link, and that will, if you're in
Okay.
our area, which I think you are, there'll be a
Yes.
couple of different choices, probably about 5 or 6, where you can
Okay.
drop off at different times during the week.
Okay.
And you'll let me know if you have trouble making any of those work. And Marge, who's on, will often offer, if you're nice to her, to let you drop off at her house in Carderock, and she'll take them up to the Up County Hub if that's far.
Oh, that's nearby me.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm in Mohegan Hills, so that's pretty
Yeah,
close.
Good.
I go every Tuesday morning. But some
Oh, every-
people like Deb, Joyce has already made this soup. She made it last week. It's because it's downstairs in my freezer.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I don't know, Linda, if you know that the soup has to be frozen. So sometimes I get soup ahead of time because people don't have freezers that are large enough to have the soup.
Right. I don't have a Dutch oven.
Do you have a big soup pot?
Yes,
Yeah,
real big one.
that's all you need.
Okay.
Or
I
like,
see.
or like Lisa, you can cook in 2 soup pots because
Yes, I use 2 soup pots because it's a storage issue, and yeah, it works well. And then it's because remember, we're making usually triple the recipe.
Oh.
when you split the triple recipe into 2 pots, I think it helps with, at least for me, the cooking time. Makes a little
Yeah, I
bit
see it's
more.
a lot of, yeah, 36 ounces of chicken. That's a lot. And the celery. Okay, so it's a lot.
It is a lot, but then you get to like have your own dinner and still share maybe 6 or 8 quarts with other people, and it feels great.
Yeah, good. Especially on a night like tonight.
Mhm.
Well, my gnocchi are starting to float. How's everybody else doing?
I didn't even put them in because I was afraid to like overcook them. I was just gonna do my slurry first or whatever you call it.
Ah,
I don't know. That slurry that I was too afraid not to do. Lisa's turning me into a rule follower. My parents will never recognize me.
No, the slurry is not. I'm glad you, because as I was making it, I thought, is it called a slurry? I think it is, but it's not in the recipe, but it must be a slurry. The key, I think, in that is making sure you really slowly add the chicken broth to the flour to avoid too many lumps. That's the only thing, but other than that, it's easy peasy. So this is for March. I'm going to save you the time on the ask. I will drop off soup tomorrow at your house in Carter Rock, hopefully before the torrential downpour begins.
Do we know
Oh,
what the timing on that? What are they saying on that?
Yeah, I think it may be raining in the morning, but the hard rain won't come until probably after, I think, 11 or 12 o'clock. So we want to get you up to Up County, stopping at Costco. Make sure you have your umbrella. And
Yes, ma'am. Maybe Costco won't be so crazy if I go in the rain, although I don't believe that, but
yeah, I bet, because I thought about that. I bet Costco will be a madhouse then on Wednesday if people don't go tomorrow. So anyway.
I was there the last time, I think it was the last time I did a delivery, which must have been the week of Christmas. I think I went on a Wednesday because they couldn't take the soup on Tuesday. They were closed on Tuesday at the hub. So I went on Wednesday, and the line to return all those Christmas presents. Oh my goodness. Oh, you've never seen anything like it. It's out the door and wrapped around. It's like, oh, so glad I didn't have anything to return.
all right, chicken's in, peas are in. In the last 5 minutes, I think. So what's good to serve with this? Almost like an all-in-one meal with the gnocchi and chicken. Although crusty bread, you can never go wrong with that.
Totally. I agree. And red wine, right, Marge?
And red wine.
Yeah. The perfect meal.
So, Deb, could you tell us a little bit more about next week's recipe? I took a peek. I didn't fully study it, but have you made it? What are your thoughts?
I made it, and I know I can make it even better next time. My onions did not come out like the fried onions that I think that the recipe doesn't say to top. Let me go to the recipe and read it with you, Lisa, because I know I wanted to focus on this and make it a little bit different next time, because it sounded like a different kind of thing than what I had done, even though mine was fine. Ours is going to be far better than fine. Let me look.
They're like frizzled onions, kind of.
Yeah, I think it should be that.
Uh-huh.
That is not what I did. So let's see what let me just go to the recipe. I haven't thought about this for a few weeks since I tried it and decided we would do it. It was badly timed that the next day Israel had something to do with Lebanon, and I was like, oh, for God's sakes. But let's see where we are here. Mujadara. Have you ever had it in real life, Lisa?
No, I haven't. I just see it's got brown lentils, basmati rice. If I do this, I'm probably going to use, I like the brown basmati rice because
Yep.
it holds its shape more, I think.
Yep, that's what I used. It was fine. It was good.
Is this the recipe that says you must use brown lentils?
Yes, and that's just because the red or the yellow, they just kind of get mushier, which we've
I'm
learned.
using green. The green is what they sell everywhere, and it's
Okay,
yeah. I think the green and the brown are pretty much interchangeable.
okay.
But I agree, the red ones and the yellow ones are different. So
Yeah.
okay, so the green should. That's okay. Good, because I thought that.
Good, good, good. So this, Lisa, it says, once the onions are caramelized, add the strained tomatoes, passata, and spices. Give it a good mix. Add the lentils. So you're adding everything to the onions. I tell you, I think I'm going to take the onions out with a slotted spoon, so I might still have some of the flavor in the oil, but I'm going to try to get the onions out and make the rest of it and then top with the onions. That's the only thing I definitely wanted to do different next time, because I feel like, do you call them frizzled onions or whatever? That would just be a lovely topping to this dish rather than just mixed into the mush.
Yeah, the frizzled onions are more of a crispy, like fried sort of, right?
Yeah. That's what I am going to try to do. And I'll note that on the recipe now that we're looking at it together.
I'm going to sign off because I'm trying to cool my soup. Thank
Bye,
you,
Carol. Thank
everybody.
you for joining
All right,
us.
thanks for
Have a good
coming.
week.
Have a good week, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
Carol. Bye-bye.
I'm also going to sign off. My soup is done and I want to eat it.
Have you tried it,
All
Tiffany?
right.
Took a little taste. It's
Enjoy.
delicious. I want to give-
Delicious?
Yes, it's very
Excellent.
good.
Okay, good. Enjoy. Have a good week. See you next week.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm just at the tasting part.
When Joyce gave me her soup, I didn't ask her about it because she was running off to wherever she was running off to. And it was so, this is the lemony soup. It was so thick that it was just chunks of green because I've just put this kale in. I haven't put the whole bag in. It's very green. And I still have to put the herbs in. And it calls, I think, what does it call for? A lot of herbs. Oh,
Yeah.
3 cups of herbs. So her soup looks so thick. So I added some extra liquid because, wow, it just was so much. I think the 10 ounces of greens is more than enough. And this is a 12-ounce bag. So it might be different with spinach because spinach breaks down more. I'll let you know how it tastes.
All right. I'm sorry, once I finish those soups, they go out of my brain. So I can't really speak with any intelligence about the soup I made last week. I'm so sorry.
I thought it wasn't yesterday. It was a week ago.
Yeah, yesterday we made the Thai carrot and sweet potato.
Right.
Oh, that is such a good soup.
That's what
Yeah,
we
that's
made.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's what we made whenever that was the last soup I made. So it was the last soup in December. So yeah, that is a good soup.
Yeah.
Even though it has peanut butter in it.
Even though.
Yeah, I won't have a whole bowl of it, but I will taste it. And my husband absolutely loves it.
Marge, do you eat shrimp?
Are you kidding? No.
I didn't say, do you eat it and admit it? I just said, do you secretly eat it?
No, I don't secretly eat it. Before I'd eat shrimp, I'd eat lobster.
Ah, that makes good sense. Okay.
Yeah. Which I also don't eat, but if I had to, if someone were force feeding me, I would eat lobster because I like that butter.
And true confession, Marge has a lobster pot at her stove that she makes her soup in. So that's why she's got lobster on the brain.
Is it a lobster pot? You know, I used to cook in 2 pots like you do, Lisa, initially because I didn't have a pot. And my daughter came over one day and she said, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Well, because I don't have a pot that's big enough for all this soup." She was like, "Oh, I got one for a wedding present. I'll bring it over," because she got wedding presents. A friend of hers who cooks recommended all these different things that she should get. She should have. These are things you must have, including a functioning blender because my blender died a couple of years ago. So now I have her lovely KitchenAid and her lovely soup pot, and they're getting used, especially the soup pot, a lot. So
Excellent. We're
she's
glad to help.
a good daughter.
Yes.
I'm glad you said that because I have a very large lobster pot downstairs that I totally forgot I have. So there you go. I can make a lot of soup.
You are all set.
I'm set.
Yeah, I mean, and I know nothing about these pots, and someone told me, "Oh, that's a really good brand. What is it? All Clad? Is that what it is? Something like that. Is that
That's the one, that's the one I have, the All Clad. It's a really good pot, but it's heavy. It's hard to wash.
That's why I have a husband. That's what he does.
Sometimes I leave the pot around in the sink and then miraculously it gets washed.
Yeah, miraculously.
Well,
Yeah.
no, my husband feels guilty, I think, that, you know, I'm always cooking, I'm always shopping, I'm always doing this for them. And, you know, he can't do that. We know, we have learned, we've learned, he tried, it didn't work.
You mean the honey-do list doesn't work?
He called the honey-do list, forget, but with the cooking and the cleaning, he will always do the cleaning, which is wonderful.
That is wonderful.
This is the same guy who called me. He was going to cook dinner for all of us. This is back when I worked. And I used to work a lot of hours and come home late. And he said, "Well, why don't you let me do the cooking? Because you're busy commuting and doing this." I said, "Okay, fine." So the first time I left him a recipe, I had the ingredients, whatever. It was some kind of ground turkey meatball. He calls me in a panic. "It says white breadcrumbs. We don't have any white bread." It's like, "David, it's wheat bread. Wheat bread works." But he's an engineer and he doesn't understand that you can switch these things out.
You are making Lisa very nervous. Stop.
She's laughing at me.
I know.
I mean, you know, David, you know, it's got to be.
All right, well, I wanted to mention, in case any of you are looking for an additional MLK Day thing to do, we'll be cooking that mujadara from 5 to 6 at your own kitchens. But we're going to have something called a Kind Conversation in the office, which is in Bethesda from 10:30 to noon. And what that is a facilitated conversation. We've got some students, we've got some older people, we may even have a way older person participating. I'm not sure if she is convinced yet or not, but what I found, we're gonna have people from different backgrounds. We've got the young Afghan woman who recently joined KindWorks as a refugee support manager, and she's gonna come. She's participated in the past and she'll participate again. The idea is to get people from different backgrounds and with different life experiences sitting in the same room and talking about stuff in a way that we don't always get to do because our lives have kind of become so separated into our bubbles of the same kind of people in the same ways talking about the same kinds of things all the time. So if that sounds interesting to you, we've run about 6 or 7, maybe 8 of them already. And while they're usually more kind of mind-blowing, maybe in a little way, eye-opening certainly to the younger people, they're always comforting to the older people who say, "It's been so long since I've had a great conversation with like young people. This made me feel really hopeful about what's going on in the world." So something new to do if you feel like doing it. Or if you have kids or grandkids that are around, they're welcome too. But keep an eye out for that. And I hope to see you for Mujadara in the afternoon.
I want you to define older, Deb.
I am an example of older. And my mother, who just joined us, is even a little bit older still. Hi, Joan.
We still
Hi,
haven't played
Mom.
Mahjong, Joan.
Let me unmute her. Ma, you want to unmute yourself? Because Marge is looking for a Mahjong online game with you.
We just said we were going to do it sometime. I just never wrote down what her real name was.
She goes incognito all the time, Marge.
We're
Well, I
looking
always-
for, we're looking for some Maj players in where I am in Mohegan Hills.
Marge. Where are you, Linda? Oh, you said
Mohegan Hills. We play once a week. And my friend Mary Ellen, who's Lisa's friend, who's how I met Lisa at the luncheon, is retiring. And so we're going to be changing our day of play to probably Wednesdays, like at noon. So if anybody wants to join a nice Mahjong group, we've been playing for a while now, several years.
Mhm.
Wow, look at you climbing up.
I've been climbing on counters since I was 3. I'm sorry that you had to see that. That was really inappropriate.
But you could fall.
No, I'm not falling. You got to keep climbing, otherwise you start falling. That's the key.
You know,
Okay.
I'm tall enough that I don't have to climb on counters, but when I was,
Oh, I wish I was.
we did it all the time, and boy, would we get yelled at.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. But you know, my mother thought if she put the cookies or the candies higher up, we couldn't get them. But you know, come on. You have to do when you're little, you can just hoist yourself up onto a counter.
Yeah, that just gave you more reason to be a better climber. Denise, this soup looks fantastic. I'm so excited.
Good, good. Mine's looking good too. Just took it off the stove to start cooling.
I'm going to
Very
bring my
hearty.
mouth on mine instead of waiting for it to cool. Mm.
I have to go put my herbs into this soup. What am I putting in?
Marge, don't confuse us. You're
I'm
cooking.
not confusing you. I have all sorts of things. Let me go steal some parsley.
All right, Denise, I'm a fan of this one. Thank you for bringing it to us.
Good, good. Glad you like it. Our meat eaters will be happy.
Deb, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I looked ahead. I don't know what I'm gonna do when you do the pork one.
We have a pork soup coming up.
I think you're doing pork with wontons.
You know, you can do a veggie wonton, but I got to check with Salma about whether or not we're really going to keep that wonton one on the,
Yeah, it was very concerning to me.
it's concerning to me too. It sounds kind of hard to make wonton soup. So, what's the date on that? I better start.
Oh, I was just looking ahead. It's at least 3 or 4 weeks ahead.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. Let's focus on not only the mujadara, but the Sunday after that, the carrot with coriander.
Oh yeah, carrot that sounds really good.
Good. All right. We'll focus on that and forget all about that nasty pork soup.
No, I know. I was like, pork. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna
She
fall.
said to me when Dominique said she wanted to do our first Sunday one. She said, "Well, what do you think? We could do a cauliflower with cheese, which might be great because it's been so cold out." And I said, "What are we going to do with the vegans? No, let's do the other one, the carrot with the coriander." So,
Oh, I'm okay with dairy. I just, I self-combust when it's anything meat.
yeah, I understand. Do we have anybody here who doesn't do dairy? I don't think so. Even Carol does.
Carol Weil.
What? No, she does dairy. She loves cheese.
Oh, she does? Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought she was a vegan for some reason.
No.
I thought we have a vegan, don't we?
Sorry?
Oh, you know who it may be? It may be Faith Adler on the Har Shalom call.
Oh,
That-
maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
Okay. We do cook a lot of vegan soups, but Julia and I guess Carol are cheese eaters. Good.
Oh yeah, no, I love cheese.
All right. Very good. Everybody good? Or anybody need any extra Denise while we're still on?
Good. I hope you all like your recipes.
I really liked this, and it was pretty darn easy.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of chopping and then you're good to go.
Great
Okay, a lot
idea.
of chopping.
Great idea, though. Thank you for bringing it to us and for leading us.
Yeah, no problem.
Bringing
No
us all
problem. It's
together
fun.
today.
Very good. Well, thank you everybody for coming.
Bye, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
week.
Bye. Thank
Linda,
you.
hope we see you again. Okay, thank you.
I
Bye,
apologize.
Hannah.
Denise,
Bye,
for having
Hannah. Lenny,
really
what did you
sweet-
think? Too sweet or no?
I'm not there yet. I'm
Okay.
just, ready to add everything back in.
Yeah, okay. Let us know what you think.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Hannah, what'd you
Bye.
think? Did you like yours? You're muted.
I cheated.
What'd you do?
I made the carrot. I did not want to deal with gnocchi because I don't like them.
No,
So I
we've been
made the
hearing
carrot
that
and
today.
sweet potato.
Okay, you made the carrot sweet potato?
Yeah, it's not, I haven't quite finished, but it looks like it's delicious.
So good. And we've had in the past people say that they've poured it over rice with some shrimp or chicken in it. The whole dish. So good.
Wow.
Wow.
Enjoy
I
it.
love
Hannah.
peanut butter, unlike Marge.
Yeah, you're the anti-Marge. No offense. Fatu, how about you? Did you make the soup and did you like it?
Yes, I made it. It looked nice. Almost done.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, delicious.
Good. Julie? What do you think?
It looks really good. I have to try it. It looks really good.
You have so much more willpower than I do. I'm always tasting stuff as I'm going along. All right. Well, we hope you like it. Thanks, everyone.
See you next.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Denise.
Bye, everybody.
Yep.